Have you ever had one of those days where no matter how hard you try, you can't bring yourself to start working? Despite when you open your laptop and find an overflowing inbox of emails that you know you need to respond to? Or maybe it's that impending exam that you're struggling to start revising for, or the paperwork that each and every time you see, you feel guilty for not having done? What is it about those days that are lacking? Hello and welcome back to doc.offcall. My name's Maddie and I'm a qualified GP working in the Lake District. Today we're going to be talking about how to stay motivated. So for the last 10 years or so I've been studying for every other next exam. I've been constantly learning and trying to incorporate new guidelines, updates, new knowledge into my daily practice as a GP. And how have I done this? So it all really stems back to about 15 years ago when I was doing my GCSEs and I underperformed for someone who was looking to apply for medicine. At that time, I never really took my education seriously, and I basically pursued grades to satisfy other people's expectation of me rather than doing anything for myself. It was only really when I moved to college and I saw other people in my year group and in the classroom who were really enjoying what they were studying and enjoying what they were learning. And not just that, but I saw them having intellectual, intelligent conversations, and I wanted part of that. And I saw that knowledge wasn't just something that you had to sit down and read from a book. It was something that had use, and it had social use as well. So for those 2 years at college, I became a bit of a hermit, and you'd find me often up in my bedroom, reading for hours on end, random books, some of which were related to getting into medicine and some not. But I sort of developed a hunger for knowledge, and I would look for information wherever I could get it. And that was a really big contrast to when I had been studying for my GCSEs. Now at the time I didn't quite know, where I was getting all this enthusiasm from, and neither did my parents. But regardless, I was just sort of riding the wave of it and seeing where it got me. And it was only really after doing a qualification in teaching did I begin to have a bit more insight into what that was that allowed me to function to that high level and to continue doing that even up until now. And really all it was motivation. So what is motivation? If we look at the dictionary definition, it defines motivation as the reason or need for doing something, but it doesn't elaborate on the reason, and that's really important because there can be our own reasons as well as others, and that's a really good way to help separate out the different types of motivation that can fuel us to do the things that we are currently doing. So firstly, looking at the first type of motivation, that's called extrinsic motivation. So that's where the motivation to do the task is something other than the task itself. And by that I mean any other reason that you're doing the work other than the joy of doing the work is an extrinsic motivator. Examples of those might be things like a reward or a bonus at your job, or a prize or recognition. All of those would be extrinsic motivators. So it's the external factors that are motivating you to do the work rather than you yourself. And that leads us really well onto the second type of motivation, which is of course intrinsic motivation. So that's the motivation that's born from within us through joy of actually doing whatever it is that we're doing. It doesn't necessarily require any extrinsic motivators. We would just do it because we enjoy the process of doing whatever it is that we are trying to pursue. And often the type of rewards that you get from intrinsic motivation is a sense of accomplishment, or a sense of completion of a task, or a sense of development of your own skills, for example. And here are a few scenarios to illustrate the two different types of motivation.
Oh, for goodness sake. Medic! Hey! You keep leaving the stuff out.
Yeah.
If I see it again, I'm going to throw it in the bin.
Alright, I've got it. Oh, better put this stuff away. Keep it all tidy. I hate it when it's messy.
Alright, today you're gonna have to cook. I've been cooking the last couple of days. So, what's your plan?
Oh man, I completely forgot it was my night tonight to cook. Oh gosh, how do I get out of this one? Pretend to think about something and nothing's coming to mind. Oh, is he still looking at me? Is he still looking? Think about something. Oh, he's looking. Oh.
Well,
Yes, my cooking night. Let's have a look. What shall I cook tonight? Oh, that looks good. Oh, look at this.
So, is one type of motivation better than the other? Well, some research has found that those people that are more intrinsically motivated tend to actually produce better quality work. They're more committed to the work that they're doing, and the outcome tends to be more significant to them. They tend to be quite passionate about the result of their work. And overall, when the motivation is an intrinsic motivator, they tend to be more productive at whatever it is they're doing. But I guess you're wondering, can these two types of motivation work together? Definitely. If you have intrinsic motivation because you love the work that you're doing, and there is a reward for getting it, so an extrinsic motivator, then you've hit the jackpot. You're getting the best of both worlds. An example from my context would be that I really enjoyed studying biology, chemistry, maths, and as a result, it got me into medical school, which was the ultimate reward. So, how can we apply the lessons learned from identifying the two different types of motivation? So, applying this to studying, for example, you could list down the elements of studying that you enjoy doing. For example, if you're someone that likes to discuss cases with people, or if you're someone that likes to do a series of question banks, or you learn through using mind maps, then what you might want to do is have those listed down so that the next time you're finding it difficult to approach studying or approach a task, you can try to approach it in a way that you're going to find enjoyable and something that might spark that motivation within you to give it a go. So why not give a go to that simple trick and let us know how you get along. So I hope you did find that video useful. Please do leave comments down below as to how you got along with applying that little skill into your day-to-day. But otherwise, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And look out for the next one. Thanks.